Hey friends, since my retirement at the end of December, I've had some time to reflect on my life in ministry and my career of ministry, my vocation of following Jesus, and those who loved me to Jesus, who set that early foundation of faith for me. They modeled the faith for me, and they loved me with the love of God until I began to see God and the incarnation of God in them, of Jesus in them, and began to accept the faith for myself. They loved me, they prayed for me, they accepted me for who I was. They let me ask questions. It wasn't always a safe place to ask questions. They did that. And so I thank God for those people, and I can literally call them by name. Like I can call them by name and name what they've done for me. And so I am so grateful for who they are and how they loved me with the love of God and loved me to God. And then in my career, I realized that is serving as an ordained deacon in the United Methodist Church, there are those that loved me to my call. And they began to affirm my call. They began to see things in me that I couldn't see in myself. They began to affirm and acknowledge some of the things that really began for me to listen to, accept, and affirm that inward call, right? And then until the point in time, and they loved me to my call until the point in time, I feel like it all came together. So it's taken a village to get me to my call and to get me to this place in life. And I know that each of you have those people in your life as well. You have people in your life that have loved you to Jesus, loved you through your call. And there are also those that are in your midst that you are caring for, that people in Bible studies, people in coffee shops, in your congregations, out in the world, that you are now beginning to see, right, and have an opportunity to affirm their call, God's call on their life. And so I want to say, gosh, do it, and do it with such grace and passion. And I know that people we just need that, right? And also not only that, but the Board of Ordained Ministry is made possible through the Pass-the-Mantle, an opportunity for us to affirm and to support those who are trying to say yes in their call to ordained ministry. So we have an opportunity to financially support those who have retired by a donation made in their honor, and then those monies will be used to help support others who are at the very beginning part of their call, who are saying yes through scholarships and opportunities to feel affirmed not only emotionally but also financially. So I am grateful for the Board of Ordained Ministry and this work and this opportunity, simple opportunity for us to help support. I also, when I think about apostolic succession, this was given to me upon my ordination I was ordained by Bishop Goodpastor. And it's an apostolic succession of all the people who have passed the mantle, right? Take thou authority. And Bishop Goodpastor was ordained by Max Stokes, who was ordained by Claire Purcell, and so on. And there's only 11 people between my ordination and John Wesley, which I think is so super cool. This now hangs in my art studio in our home as a visual reminder to me that even though I've retired, my work is not done. And so I will always, until I take my last breath, be following Jesus. And I pray that, and the way I do that, it honors God. Thank you for your support of my ministry and supporting this Pass-the-Mantle. And I pray God's peace and blessing upon all of you. Bye now.
Hi, my name is Ray Hausler. I'm a certified candidate for ministry in the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church. I'm currently serving here at Love's Chapel United Methodist Church in Sylva, North Carolina. This past year, I started seminary at Duke Divinity School, where I'm a hybrid MDiv student. The Pass-the-Mantle scholarship was huge for me because I was able to enjoy my studies, really enjoy my studies without the concern and the fear over where the money would be coming from. That gift to me has been able to allow me just to focus on my learning and focus on the ministry that I have here in Silva and in Haywood County. I'm grateful for the Pass-the-Mantle scholarship and the gift that it was to me and my family to allow me to be able to pursue my call as a pastor in our tradition, while also not being worried about having to take additional loans out. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Tosh Jenkins. I'm pastor of the Vine United Methodist Faith Community, and I would like to thank United Methodist pastors who've made it possible in their retirement for someone like me to receive the Pass-the-Mantle scholarship. I've known that I was called to ministry since I was 5 years old, yet I was not quite sure how an awkward, introverted girl like me could be used in ministry. Yet I trusted God's call, and I trusted when the time was right that He would let me know. Throughout my lifetime, I've tried to serve others in all the ways that I could, but if I were honest, I would tell you that I've pretty much ran from the call for 40 years. There were times when I heard Him calling, yet there was always a reason why I couldn't answer the call. But strangely enough, as a part of my grief recovery journey after the death of my husband, who I'd been married to for nearly 20 years, I heard God's call. It was faint, but it was sure. And He simply said, the time is now. And as much as I wanted to answer the call in that moment, I thought, why now, God? I'm a widow with 5 kids. Can you still use me now? You gave me that call when I was 5 years old. I wasn't sure how to answer it. I knew it was still there when I was in my 20s, and I wasn't sure how to answer it then. But now, being a widow, if you're still willing to call me, I'm willing to answer that call. And one of the things that's strange about things like Pass-the-Mantle scholarship is we don't quite know who we're going to pass the mantle to in some ways. And we don't know how we're a part of that person's journey. But one of the things I love about God is though we as people are set in time, He's not confined by time. And just as He's communicating to me when I'm 5, and He's still communicating to me now, He is communicating to those of you who've been faithful in your call. So faithful in your call that you're willing for that call to be continued by someone else that you might not know, the stranger, yet a sister or daughter in Christ. And that's what's so exciting about Pass-the-Mantle scholarship. And what's really even more exciting for me is I know in answering my call, I know in you making my call possible through this scholarship, that you're really making this call possible for my children. Because as a widow with 5 kids, I've been able to see my children step into ministry and step into knowing God in ways that I could never have imagined. Because they've seen my faithfulness, but they've also seen the faithfulness of the United Methodist Church to welcome someone like me who didn't grow up in this church, but to give me all the things, the love, the support, and even the funds to continue to answer this call. And so I want to thank you for making this possible for me, but most of all, I want to thank you for making this possible for my daughters, because I know in you making this possible for me, that you're really making this possible for them. So that one day when they hear God call, they'll know the time is now. Thank you.